Hey friends, a very interesting person that I have managed to capture. Right, this is Annurag Batra. Annurag has actually come off a very successful event here with the MMA. So it has been the MMA's coming out party, and it's been very successful in the Leela in Gurgaon. So Annurag is a person that wears multiple hats. He writes a column in the Entrepreneur magazine. He also runs a bunch of companies. He's an entrepreneur, and he's himself somebody that does a bunch of industry associations and stuff like that. A guy that is somebody that's very much worth knowing. So without further ado, Annurag, do you want to talk a little bit more about what you do?
I fuck up a lot.
Okay, censored. Okay, let's go on.
That's honest. Over the last 12 years of being an entrepreneur, I have made a lot of mistakes. So just because I've got a few things right, but I've got more things wrong. So in that sense, I'm interesting because I have got them wrong in an interesting manner. I am struggling mostly because what happens is like the fish. You just see the fish when she comes out of the water or anything. You see the happy face, but below the water they're struggling. So I am pretty much a very good example of that. I've also crossed 40 recently, so there is also a midlife crisis I'm dealing with, and I make more money on people betting in my age and getting it wrong. Today I gave it to you free. And I genuinely thought before this interview that you wanted to have a chat, and I didn't know I was getting into an interview, and I know of very few people who say no to an interview because everybody likes to be famous. Everybody loves their voice, including me, and loves themselves. So I am human in that sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
Talk about today's event. So how did this get conceptualized and what happened?
As Exchange4media, we have an event in every domain. We believe that every domain has its own nuances and its own depths. So this is a mobile marketing award. Exchange4media has a digital media award which are very big, which are in Bombay. This year we had close to 800 entries. We had a spectacular ceremony. But for mobile, we tied up with MMA. So it's a 50-50 joint venture between MMA and hopefully we'll build this relationship. So this is the inaugural MMA Smarties that we brought. And we ran the whole jury because we believe awards are only about one thing, credibility, and that comes from the jury process. It comes from, we be the custodians of the jury process, but really we do not do anything more than that. So I'm never on a jury of ours. I can always tell to my friends that I didn't favor anyone. So I know we had a news broadcast awards on 31st August, and I must say it was the 5th year. Uday Shankar, who's the CEO of Star India and who set up Star News, and who was very passionate about news, was the chairperson of the jury, and he conducted a fantastic jury. So it's fantastic that we did this, and really, as I said, we've segmented and sub-segmented every domain.
Very cool.
So mobile is becoming bigger and bigger. So it is a celebration of mobile marketing. It is a way to evangelize the domain, evangelize mobile marketing, so that marketers put more money into marketing. In fact, I was joking with the winners. Next year with the bronze awards, we will give 10 lakhs RO, release order, and with the silver 15 lakhs and with the gold 25 lakhs. Because really, I think that's more rewarding than just getting a trophy. But jokes apart, it's been a good day, it's been a good evening, and really happy that everything went well.
Fabulous.
But the problem is, as Exchange4media, when one award finishes, we prepare for the next one. So it's like some friends I know in the corporate sector, as soon as they get their next job, they're looking for the next one. So, it's something like that.
Which is very cool. Anyway, बहुत दिलचस्प आदमी हो आप. Tell me a little bit more about what drives you, what motivates you, what are you about?
Drives you? I have a wife and 2 kids.
Okay.
Jokes apart, I have a very nice wife. Really, what drives is, I don't know what drives me, but I guess today we have a reputation for something. So it's just to maintain that, just to stay there, drives me, Today, just to stay there takes effort. It's a very fast changing world. Honestly, what drives every one of us, in simple word, in our personal lives, is relevance. It's about being taken seriously. It's about making a difference. You know, earlier all this used to sound cliched, finding a meaning. I can tell you in the last 1.5 years, I genuinely believe that, you know, and I'm still searching for my meaning. So, I mean, you know, last 1.5 years been thinking a lot about a lot of things. So what drives it? It's a business that you got to continue to grow. Just making sure that we're in sync with times. And I believe the marketing and the advertising media business is in a huge flux. There are seismic changes happening. Digital is changing the way we are doing business. Mobile is changing the way we are doing business. We still don't, we talk a lot about it. It's like sex, you know, you talk a lot about sex, but you actually do very little sex. So, you know, talk about a lot about digital, but we only spend less than 5% on digital as marketers. So, I think what drives us is, you know, really our employees' aspirations. As a company, you got to grow bigger every year. If you don't, you don't keep pace with the aspiration of the individuals that belong to your company. So, I think that genuinely that's what drives it.
As a successful and a failed entrepreneur, last question really, what is your message for entrepreneurs?
Again, success, I don't think I'm successful yet. I'll be successful when I don't have to do a for-profit thing. I think I have a long way to go. I'm successful in some way. I've created a brand, I've created a company. It has an impact. But I'll be successful when
it'll be
really,
totally
I have to do something non-profit. I have to do something which genuinely gives back. This is a commercial thing. Yes, it does make a difference to the industry. I think we have a role in our industry, and it does make a difference to 120 of my colleagues. But I'll be successful when I do things. I keep saying, and you know, I want to really live up to it. You know, we all create selfish wealth, which is sampati. I want to create selfless wealth, which is sampada. And you know, though I wrote it, I used to write for Dare for 5 years, and I wrote it in a column. I think today I understand that. I didn't understand when I wrote it because it's nice to write. But I think I today understand what I mean. I'd like to live like that. In commercial world, it's not easy. When you run a company, when you have to be judgmental on your colleagues, you have to be judgmental on everybody you work with. But I try and not form opinions these days. And I'm a very opinionated person. I have an opinion on everything. In fact, I keep saying opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I've got more than one. So, so I mean, I say it as a joke, but I really these days, when I used to look down on people who wear specs, so I wear specs. I used to look down on people who had less hair. I have less hair. So I stopped looking down on people. And I say it with absolute seriousness. And you know, always there is a crisis in life that triggers our thinking. So we all have our own mini crisis. It's how you deal with it. So, but I believe today that I'm more sensitive to things around me.
Brilliant.
I think I like to be sensitive. I'm still a lot selfish. I like to be less selfish.
Great insight on that note. Thank you very much.
I got to appreciate.